Hey, it's Patrick. I'm going to show you how to swap out the battery in your Milwaukee 8 powered touring bike. So no matter if you have a Harley-Davidson Street Glide, Road Glide, Road King, or Ultra, this installation is going to be the same. Now with today's late model bikes, they tend to really drain batteries because of all the heavy electronics that are on them. Especially if you're not maintaining them over the winter using a trickle charger, you're probably going to find yourself doing this every few years or so. As far as the installation, it's really straightforward and it's pretty simple. The tools we're going to need, we're going to put in the description below. For now, let's grab a Phillips screwdriver and take off our seat. The next thing we need to do is get our ECM tray loose so we can access our battery. To do that, we need to take out 2 bolts with a T40 Torx. A T40 Torx, it's one that looks like an Allen, but it's star-shaped. Now to access our battery, we have to get the ECM tray out of the way. Now you don't need to unplug anything. We can get this folded up and lay it back, but it's a little tricky because there's a metal tab in a plastic slot on the ECM tray. The wiring harness is laying over the top of it, so we kind of need to push the wiring harness back with the trays. We're going to push back and pull up at the same time. It may take you 1 or 2 tries, but don't get crazy and start yanking on it because it's not going to come off. So now we need to disconnect our battery. We're going to disconnect the ground, the black wire first, then the positive. We're going to do that with our Phillips screwdriver, and then I'll show you a little trick to help you get that big, heavy battery out of there. So now we need to get the battery out. This battery is big and heavy, and there's not a lot of places to grab it. But Harley has done us a favor, and they've put this little strap. You dig down behind the battery, there's a strap with a loop that goes underneath the battery. So we're gonna pull up on that, and that's gonna allow us to grab a hold of that battery easier. You also wanna make sure to put that strap back down in there under the battery when you put the new one in, so when you take it back out, you have the same help. We go to put the battery back in, wanna make sure it's lined up positive to positive side, negative to negative side, and then our strap is back in there. You can actually use that strap to help you lower it in there. So we're gonna hook our battery back up. 2 things we need to remember: put the positive on first, and you have to use the hardware that comes with the Duraboost battery. If you don't, the factory screws are going to be too long, and it's not gonna tighten that cable down on there very tight. You wanna make sure you put your positive on before you put your negative on. After that, we'll put our plastic ECM tray down there, make sure we get our metal tab back into our plastic slot, and throw our 2 Torx screws back in. Now we're going to make sure our wiring harness is tucked inside of our frame rails. We're going to reinstall our seat with our Phillips screw, and we're finished. Just like that, we're all done. We have a spicy new battery, and we are ready to ride. Altogether, this shouldn't take you any more than about 15 minutes. If you have any other questions on the battery or anything else you see in this video, go ahead and click on that info tab on your desktop or mobile device. That's going to take you to the product detail page. You can read other riders' reviews and more specs about the product. Still have questions? Reach out to our customer service team. They would love to talk to you about what works best for you, your motorcycle, and your budget. I am Patrick. Thank you for watching. Now go work on those motorcycles.